Hello everybody, welcome to yet another episode of the Training on Demand videos by the Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. My name is Mwila Zambwe and I am from the Department of Mergers and Monopolies as the Chief Investigator. So today we will focus on competition analysis, and in so doing we will define various concepts that we do actually take into consideration as we analyze competition as a competition authority. So we will look at market definitions. We will also look at the factors that we consider in determining the competitive situation in a market. We will also look at the various types of mergers that we do consider as a competition authority. So what is market definition? In competition analysis, market definition identifies the boundaries of competition by firms by determining the various goods and services which they supply, as well as the geographical area within which they compete. So market definition is a very important aspect in any competition analysis, as it forms the basis of your analysis and is able to give you an objective determination of the competitive situation of a market. There are various ways in which you can define the market. So how do you define the market? The market is defined in two ways. First, you establish the relevant product market as well as the relevant geographical market. The two concepts will eventually give you an understanding of the market in which you're analyzing competition. So what is the relevant product market? Relevant product market are the group of products that are competing with each other in a particular market. These are also products that are close substitutes to each other in a particular market. For example, manufacturers of soft drinks are in one relevant product market. Why? Because these different manufacturers are all producing soft drinks which are in close competition with each other and are close substitutes to each other. So this forms the relevant product market. Whereas the relevant geographical market would entail the geographical area within which these goods are supplied. These are the boundaries within which the bulk of sales of these particular goods are supplied. The relevant product market and the relevant geographical market then form or inform you on your relevant market that you will use in your competition analysis. For example, given the examples I have given, you will determine that the relevant market in this case would be the production of soft drinks in Zambia as a geographical area. Further to our competition analysis, we do consider various factors in our competition assessment, and these do inform us of the level of competition in a given market. Remember, we have defined our relevant market, and now we will consider factors that determine or inform us on the level of competition in a particular market. Further to our competition analysis, we do consider various factors in our competition analysis to inform us on the level of competition in a given market. One of which is determining the competitors and their market shares in that particular market. Another important factor to consider is the market concentration. This is really considering the extent to which market shares are concentrated among a small number of players in that particular market. Another important aspect to consider in our competition analysis would be the import competition that is pertaining in that particular market. Are the local products and services competing with imported products and services? If in a given market, consumers, buyers are able to import certain products and services, competition is then favorable in that market. Another important aspect that we consider would be barriers to entry. This is really determining the obstacles that would deter would-be entrants into that particular market. Any obstacles which could be either structural or barrier which hinder entrance of new players in that particular market would be considered anti-competitive and would need to be further assessed by a competition authority. Another important aspect that is considered is the countervailing power that is prevailing in that particular market. This is the level of influence that buyers would have over suppliers. This could be in various ways and forms, one of which could be the ability to negotiate prices. Another important factor that is considered in our competition analysis would be the potential removal of a vigorous competitor. Are dominant firms or big players removing or driving smaller players out of the market through underhand methods in their business conduct? If it is determined that is the conduct by the bigger players, a competition authority such as CCPC takes keen interest into assessing this conduct and providing remedial measures as it would be. In our competition analysis, we will also determine the different types of measures. You will appreciate that there are different types of measures that take place. One, we do have measures which are horizontal measures. These are measures between two competing firms that are in the same line of production, where two competitors come together and merge. This is referred to as a horizontal measure. For instance, if there are two manufacturers of soft drinks who agree to come together in form of a merger and operate as one entity, that is regarded as a horizontal merger. Horizontal measures may amount to advantages for the players that undertake these particular transactions. However, there may also be a downside to these if left unchecked. So horizontal measures can manifest in two ways. These could be through unilateral effects or coordinated effects. Unilateral effects, this is where competitors come together and form a merger, but as they form one entity, they are able to attain a certain level of market power and attain an increased market share in that particular market. What this would result to could be higher prices as well as reduced quantities or quantities supplied. This could also lead to reduced innovation by the merged entity. These are unilateral effects that could emanate from a horizontal merger, because these merged entities would have gained power to unilaterally make decisions to their advantage. Another effect that would emanate from a horizontal merger could be coordinated effects. This is behavior by the merged entities to coordinate in their various business conduct. So one firm can acquire shares in a competitor, and as opposed to operating independently, these firms could agree on certain business conduct such as price fixing or market sharing. This is also one of the effects that could emanate from a horizontal merger. Another type of a merger is a non-horizontal merger. This could involve two entities operating at different levels in the supply chain. For instance, this could be a manufacturer of soft drinks merging with a distributor of those soft drinks. So this is considered as a horizontal merger, whereas they are in the same supply chain, they are at different levels of production. Mergers lead to various efficiencies for the various market players who undertake these transactions. They could also result in anti-competitive effects as noted from our discussion. These could include unilateral effects, coordinated effects. Certain measures could also lead to input or customer foreclosure. It is in this regard that CCPC will always endeavor to assess all notifiable measures in order to maintain a healthy, competitive economy. So this has been Mwila Zambwe from CCPC, taking you through how we undertake competition analysis in the economy. So look out for the next episode on the CCPC Training on Demand videos.